Hello everyone. Welcome to Speak, Dare and Act podcast, powered by About Trendz. Today we will be talking about social stigma and how can we avoid. Like other podcasts, we also ponder over this to bring this issue into light with a purpose to steering the wheel to establish a better society. So keep listening till the end and share your voice, views and suggestions.
Welcome you everyone into today's podcast. This is me, Turjo, from All About Trendz team. So today I'm no one anyway, so I will be posting this episode. So today we'll be going to talk about the social stigma that you have heard on the intro. So basically we'll be talking about what it is and how can you avoid. We'll also cover about the elements of it and what would be the steps to annihilate the seeds of social stigma. So I think it's the time to move on into the definition of social stigma. So basically, before moving to the details of social stigma, I want to share how I have chosen to write or speak about it. Well, as the days and months goes on, we have convinced ourselves to lead a normal life within the new normal pandemic. And recently, I do have a core account where I have actually posted a question to figure out. I posted a question by asking people, what they really think about, or what they really consider about the need of wearing surgical masks everywhere. Even though it is not related to social stigma, I think you can relate if you keep listening. So basically, I'm surprised by the reactions, and after a while, I discovered that a section of people, they were stating that they were becoming the victim of social stigmas through their so-called owned communities. Their own communities. So in this regard, I had made my mind to bring this issue into light with the purpose to steering the well-established better society that you heard on our intro. Well, so let's jump into the social stigma, what it is actually. So, generally speaking, I don't want to import a difficult analogy in this field. Instead, I will be trying to present a clear, vivid, and transparent picture of social stigma. And further, I will gonna explain how it become malpractice and how actual people is utilizing it badly or for any other intentions. And when we talk about the social stigma, the stigma word itself portrays the picture of such particular person who undergoes social discrimination and mistreated by communities. Listeners, you're hearing the podcast that I have done through Anchor FM. So this is an amazing app. So if you haven't heard or used it yet, so this is the best time to make the best use of it. So let's get started to know about why it is amazing and unique. First of all, it's free and you don't have to pay any single penny to open an account or upload your first ever podcast. And secondly, there is innovative creation tools that are going to help you to upload and record your speech or podcast. And the cooling feature is that you can even edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And also there is an option to add background music to your podcast. So if you think that, okay, I need to add a little bit background music, you'll find a free background music so that it'll gonna enhance your podcast even further. So that's a tip, take it as a tip. Okay, so the next feature, the Anchor will gonna help you whenever you're gonna upload your podcast. They will gonna generate a traffic, and what I mean to say, what kind of traffic? Well, Anchor will gonna distribute that particular podcast to Spotify, Apple Podcasts on the channel name that you have done. Whenever you will be opening an account, so people and you can have audience on those platforms. So you don't need to open an account individually on those platforms. Anchor will gonna do that. So isn't it the best? Isn't it the best? I think it is. And when I say it's best, because it also the best for making money. So why don't you use it, mate? Like, you can make money from the podcast, you can grow and engage with your audience. And the best thing is that, as I mentioned, I think I'm using best a lot of time. So whenever you're making your money from a podcast, there's nothing minimum, okay? So you will be getting maximum anyway. So last not least, it's everything that you need to make a podcast. I mean, whatever you want to do, you will find everything in there. So what awaits you? Go and visit anchor.fm to get started, or find this app in App Store, or even Google Play Store. So let me spell the website name if you want to Google it and want to know it, or if you want to start with. So it starts with ANCHORFM. Anchor.fm is the website. And if you want to search if you want to search in the App Store, you should start with ANCHOR. Simply write down it and you'll find it in the App Store. So that's it. Thanks for listening. I'm signing off today. This is me, Turjo, from All About Trendz. Thanks. So keep listening.
Discrimination by communities. A victim can be an ethnic society. A victim maybe from an ethnic society. Maybe it's from an ethnic religion. Or maybe because of your physical appearance, you are being treated differently. So social stigma comes with the disapproval and unfair treatment towards a person. And also now I'm going to share about the main reasons how social stigma is proceeded. What are the features of social stigma? Well, look into details, not further details, like we'll be trying to keep it short anyway. So there are several key aspects associated with the social stigma. Most commonly, it develops through, first of all, social stereotypes, secondly, discrimination, and thirdly, it's prejudice. And I think social stereotypes, it's really common here, and it's common malpractice in every corner of the world. For example, you might be hearing every people saying that, the girls cannot go outside for education, or they're considered less stronger. And also there are other things that many feminists used to debate it into their side. However, I'm not taking any side. I'm currently sitting on the middle line. So the thing that what I want to say is that there is a social stereotype that we are carrying all of the years, and also there is a large discriminations. For example, when a Muslim is on the non-Muslim country, sometimes we heard the news, even though we don't see that in a large sense. Also, for example, you can also see in other parts of area when a ethnic religious guy is becoming the victim of a large group. So it's really happening, no matter if you're talking about the Muslim, the Islam, Christianity, or other like Judaism or whatever. It's happening everyone. Everyone, like a particular section of people is taking advantage whenever they are becoming when they are actually covering the large section or the majority portion. So to say these three elements, okay, let me tell you again, I think you might forget. Okay, to reiterate or to elucidate the point, how actually social stigma proceeded. Let me tell that it's proceeded commonly with social stereotypes, discrimination, and prejudice. And these three things, these three aspects, and these three key things, these three are interrelated with each other. Okay, let me clarify to you how these things are really interrelated. Okay, I think there is a problem with the microphone. Just a moment. So for example, there is a common stereotype to consider a disabled person in a different eye by our fellow community members. just think a moment. I mean, just imagine, just close your eyes. You are a disabled person. You are sitting on your wheelchair. You are about to join your work or drop your CB, and you are actually using your wheelchair to walk, and this has become your leg once you have lost your leg and your ability to walk, and people start to see you and treat you in a different way, even though you were possessing you were possessing all the talents on your body, on your brain. However, you are always the last option. Just imagine the situation, how the person will be feeling inside himself. Anyway, so society begins to discriminate this disabled person in all sectors. Remember, we are in example. Okay, so as he is scrutinized by the people of society, particularly we can vividly or clearly observe the struggles to find a job that I mentioned, or it is our own reluctance not to choose them in the first preference, which I also have mentioned earlier. As a result, they have been prejudiced by our system, and later they contract self-stigma. Well, if you really ponder about this example, you'll gonna notice that I have covered that this disabled person, like there is a common stereotype like surrounding this disabled person, that as he's a disabled person, he might not do certain things the way a able and healthy people can do. It's a common stereotype. And secondly, society or the corporate people or the people in the top hierarchy start to discriminate him in all sectors, considering, okay, he's not fit for these positions, okay, we're gonna keep him in the wedding sections. So we're discriminating him. And thirdly, due to this sick system and unregulated system, he has been prejudiced. They have been prejudiced by this system. So that's why actually they started to think so where they are worthless, they cannot do anything. They actually they are cursed. They consider themselves as cursed to this world. So they feel really hollowness inside as to they were actually looking for the way to come out from it. And also there are very few counseling sessions, because even though like you'll hear that there are very less people actually motivating them, even though like the reason that I'm saying this, because you'll hear a lot of people to say or to post common congratulations on your achievements. However, whenever you have started your work, or you have your you want to do something, or you have started your new business, consider your startups, so you will hear that, okay, people are gonna say congratulations, that's a very good beginning, okay. However, you'll not get the support from these people. Not all from these people. Yeah, you might find some of them exceptionally, but still, it is exception. So anyway, back to the point. As they contract, as these victims contract self-stigma, they often try to isolate themselves from the sick, ill society, where they feel that they do not belong to this society. They think, okay, I should go somewhere else where I will find similar kind of people who are disabled. And sometimes he thinks, okay, I think I can do and I can win the world. At the same time, he keep noticing his broken legs, or his blind eyes, or any disabled portions. And someone might not able to talk properly. And there are a lot of things. However, if you're actually listening this podcast today, if you are a disabled person, or if you are really victimized of social stigma, I am telling you, you can stand out. You can actually show yourself, show your guts. Go ahead, step forward.
I know you can win it. I know you can even go even beyond your imagination. Yes, you need to work hard. You need to keep trusting yourself. And anyway, I think there will be a second version of it. I mean, I think it's second. I mean, 5B episode of it. So till then, keep listening, and yeah, I hope you will find it helpful and useful. And make sure you tell me. So bye bye. Hope to see you in the second episode. I mean 5B, hopefully. Goodbye.